So the big question is this. How entrepreneurs like us who have been breaking with old beliefs, like the idea of holding a 9-to-5 job and living paycheck to paycheck, taking a lifetime to reach business and life success as the only option we have? How do we grow our business in a way that lets us highly service our customers, getting our products and services and the things that we believe in out into the world without diluting our life but enhancing it and taking the journey of internal and external growth? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answer. Your host is Marina Simon, and welcome to 10 Exit. Life and business as usual? Never again.
Hi guys! I have a very special surprise for you. I'm here with one of my very special friends, and I can tell you for sure one of the best, or if not the best, massage therapist I've ever been with. Her name is Julie Mundis, and she owns and is a business owner of TLO Massage. She's an entrepreneur and she's an outstanding person, and I wanted to share with you some of her experiences and part of her career track to be shared with you today. So, hi Julie.
Hi, how are you?
It's so great to have you today.
Yes, I'm so glad to be here.
All right, so we're going to start. So this is the first question. Mm-hmm. What is the one thing you wish you would have known before you began your career?
Oh, the one thing I wish I would have known before I began would have been, especially in massage therapy, I think it would have been really beneficial to understand just how much was involved with just emotionally as well as physically the job that is entailed to work a massage therapy job. So a lot of times you go into a job thinking it's just, you work your 9 to 5, but with massage it's a little different. You're actually exerting a lot more emotional and the physical aspect of it is pretty draining, but it's also emotionally taxing as well, I think. So that's something I wish I would have kind of known and taken into consideration before even choosing the career.
Right, makes total sense. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Second question, what is your biggest failure and what did you learn from it?
My biggest failure.
If there's any bumps on the road that you feel that, maybe things could have been smoother, anything that comes up?
I would say probably going into business for myself earlier would have been something I would have chosen instead of kind of waiting and always working for someone else. I worked for someone else for probably about 8 years, and I would have wished, you always think, maybe I should go on my own. You always kind of battle with that back and forth, and then I wish I would have just did it when I thought of it the first time. It would have been easier.
Wow. How long have you been an entrepreneur? How long have you been in your own or have created your own business?
About 8 years.
8 years. And how long did you work for others?
In other careers as well, I've been working on and off since I've been working since I was probably about 14, 15. So, I don't know, a long time.
Wow. This is awesome. Guys, this is such a valuable interview because, as you know, you as entrepreneurs, we're learning about the good, the ugly, the good, the bad, and lessons that maybe we can learn from. This is pretty cool data. Okay. So, let me ask you something. Why would you have decided you wanted to do this earlier? What do you feel were the pros if you would have started earlier?
Just because it gives you the more freedom of, doing the things that you want to do, with your schedule, with, how you want to work your clients. A lot of times when you work under another person or in someone else's practice, you have to treat your clients the way, you can't treat your clients kind of individually. You have to treat them, it's hard to take the time that you want with your clients. So at least this way I'm able to give my clients valuable time and effort. Whereas working for someone else, you're kind of restricted under their schedule. So it feels like you're kind of taking something away from them, when you're being rushed here, rushed there.
Right.
So yeah, I like, it's more individual.
Wow. What else do you like about having your own business?
Let's see. I like the fact that I'm in complete control of everything that I make. You know? I mean, I worked for someone else for a while, and no one wants to have to hold their paychecks.
Right.
You know? So I used to have to hold my paycheck sometimes because the owner didn't have it. They couldn't pay you and things like that. So now you're just in control of your own monetary and money, and you can give people what they need and not feel bad for it.
Wow. Okay, and let me ask you the other side. Is there any minuses or any cons to having your own business as in comparison to working for others?
Well, yeah, because you're in complete control of everything that you do. So you have to set the standards. You have to make sure that you show up to work when you have to show up to work. You know, like it's you have to keep your schedule. You can't go off and just, sometimes people really struggle with keeping their own schedule. So just being consistent.
Right.
Consistency is key.
Wow. Guys, Julie was just telling me that one of her pleasures and purposes for doing this profession was also she can change the moment or the day for the person that comes in. If he was having a bad day, do you want to talk a little bit about it?
Yeah. So it used to be like a game. So when people would come in, I used to work for a chiropractor, and sometimes we would see almost 20 people a day just for 15-minute massages. And a lot of people that were coming into us were in complete pain, so they were miserable, understandably so, no judgment. But that's sometimes hard to deal with because you're taking on that energy as well and having to deal with someone who's completely miserable because they're in pain. So a lot of times when they were coming, they would take things out on you, and they didn't, it wasn't personal. So when they would come into my room, it would almost be like a game to see, okay, I'm going to make them leave in a better mood than when they came in. And I would love leaving people just with that more beneficial impression of feeling better and emotionally and physically.
That's freaking awesome. At the end of the day, one is as valuable as one we can help. And that was, personally, she has helped me. That's the best massage I've ever had. And it's not an overstatement. Okay. Next question. What advice would you give to someone trying to pursue a career similar to yours?
Oh, let's see. Advice. Don't do everything on your own. Use your resources and take as much help as you can get. So tap into your resources. If you can't do everything on your own. You can't do marketing. You can't be the massage therapist, the business owner, the marketer, the accounting person, the bookkeeper. You can't do it all. So you have to utilize your resources and break those segments up and pay people to do those things that are good at doing those things. Because it's very hard and time consuming to become good at those things.
That's right. Makes sense. If you're good at, you're the physical therapist or the massage therapist, then, you just dedicate your time to that instead of trying to figure out, better instead of doing how do you do that, then you hire the who. Who's the who is the professional on that area. Makes total sense. Thank you. Mm-hmm. All right. Who are the 3 main people who have been most influential to you?
I would think first my mom and dad, because they really always tried new ventures, and they were probably the first people I learned from that it's not impossible and you can do whatever the hell you want. So just if you feel like you want to do it, just figure out a way and just do it. And and they were always very helpful too, which was very, oh my gosh, it was just I look at some of my friends and I'm always just like, your parents wouldn't just help you with that? And it's like I felt so blessed in a way that I had parents that were just so non-judgmental and, they didn't restrict anything that I wanted. Everything was always possible. So those are the first 2, I guess. And then the third person I would say is influential is my friend's husband is a business owner, and he's always so just insightful when it comes to business practice. So having someone on your side that you can kind of coerce with and talk to about business, who's successful at business, if someone's already completed the status or the level where you want to be, those are the people that you want to listen to.
Right. Makes sense.
You don't listen to people who haven't done it.
Right. Makes total sense. You go who has been successful in the area. Is there any main advice that he has given you that has been valuable for your career?
Advice? I don't know. We would talk about so many things. I don't know. I can't pinpoint one specific thing. We would talk about a lot, but I think a lot of it's just, be within your own means. Always be respectful of, what you have and grateful. And don't sit here and live outside of your means and squander the money that you're making.
Makes total sense. Thank you. All right. What is the one myth about your industry or profession that you want to debunk, reduce the reputation of?
That it's easy to make money.
Tell me about it.
So I think a lot of people get into the career of massage because they think, it's this much per hour, I'm going to work this many people, and that's just not a practical way to think. Like, you need to really work hard to build a book. It takes a long time to build trust with that many people a week, and honestly, physically, most people can't work past 20 to 30 people a week. You know what I mean? So if you look at it monetarily, so much money per client, and like, people think it's going to be like this huge money maker. They're going to make like $100,000+ a year, and honestly, it's just really not that easy. Okay.
What advice will you give somebody with similar career regarding that?
That you need to take your time and invest in your clients, and individually. And that's really the only way.
Wow, that's interesting. It's adding value.
Yeah.
That's the way you create lifetime clients.
Yep.
People like, I've been following Julie for, I don't know, since I met her. I guess it has been like around 10 years ago or something like that. But, I can see that because you really add value.
Yeah, you just need to, there's kind of a line ethically whether you should become friends with your clients or not. And honestly, it's just as long as you take an interest in them in general. You can't just treat them like cattle, like they're in here for this, that. You can't just go after one after the other. When you do that, it loses so much.
Wow. That's awesome. Okay. Now, if you were in my shoes, what questions would you have asked yourself that I didn't?
Let's see. I don't know. I think you're doing a pretty good job with everything that you've asked me so far. It's been pretty detailed, so.
Okay, let me ask you something. What has been the funniest incident with a client that you can remember? I bet you have had many, many incidents, the good, the bad, and the ugly, but what has been the funniest?
A funny incident with a client, let's see. I don't know. One time someone farted on my table. Which, not that I think it's that funny, but they were so embarrassed, and I was just like, don't worry about it. But deep down, I was like, oh, God.
Okay. Anything else? Any other incidents?
What did we talk about today?
God, we were just talking about something that happened. That's right.
No. Oh, I can't remember. I don't know. I don't know how funny it is, but it's always funny when a male client tries to solicit you for prostitution.
That's when professionalism comes. She was telling me how did she handle it, and that's the way, it's the value, the care that you take for your profession and that you take for your clients. You don't allow them to go out ethics on you or to do, things like that, or to put your profession at risk. So how did you handle him?
I basically he kind of asked me, basically put on the table that I could do anything I wanted, and he would pay whatever I wanted to do anything. And I said, okay, so I can give you a regular massage and you'll give me $500, right? And he was like, oh, I just mean, you can do anything that you want. I'm willing to pay whatever. I was like, okay, well, if that's illegal, if you're trying to solicit me for prostitution, just so you know. And then he just tried to laugh it off, but it's just, I think he tried to actually I think he had the nerve to try to rebook with me again, and I just told him I was too busy.
Yeah, makes total sense. That's outstanding, it's just adventures and the way you handle things. That's how, you can really, really also put ethics in on the people around you and change their life,
I think it's really important, too, that, you raise your standard, and it's okay to say no to someone's money. Like, I don't let them have that control.
Correct.
Like, I'll say no. I don't care if you come back to me or not.
Right, you don't have a must-have. You
No.
you have a higher standard to keep your integrity in as a person and for the people around you. That makes sense because massage therapy, I will think it's open to that kind of things.
And I think it's really funny too that, you know, we learn about ethics all the time because we have continuing education we take, and a lot of the ethics is geared towards protecting the client. And I'm like, you need to gear a lot of this more towards protecting the therapist, because we get solicited more than I think any therapist is being inappropriate with a client.
Yeah, makes total sense. And truly, at the same time, you're also protecting the client. Why would he want to get involved in things like that? You're allowing him just to keep his ethics in, right? Mm-hmm. Wow, pretty interesting. Any other, like, different experience that you had in your profession, like, during the years that you had your business?
I mean, I don't know. I guess every experience is just always different. Every client's different, you know? So I think it's just really important to just know your clientele, you know, make sure you have your boundaries and standards in place, and you just only do what's comfortable for you.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Okay.
This is awesome. So, you know, she's really, really, really an outstanding terminal. She's very special. I hope you find this valuable, because I have, and sharing, you know, experiences from different entrepreneurs and the barriers and the way, you know, people can handle them, and maybe learning from it. So you maybe can do something about it before, you know, falling down on some of this stuff. So, lastly, where can our listeners find you online?
www.telo-massage.com is my main website for scheduling and booking massages in Delaware. I'm in the Wilmington area next to Capriati's on Union Street.
Okay, good. Mm-hmm. Any telephone number?
302-384-7755.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Julie, for being here with us. I really appreciate that.
Aw, thanks for giving me the opportunity.
All right, guys. I hope you're having an awesome day. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow on our next episode.
That's so cute.
Thanks for joining us today on 10 Exit. Life and business as usual? Never again. We love always hearing from you. Please feel free to send Marina an email, marina@marinasimonbrand.com. Your input and comments are always welcome. The good, the bad, and the ugly. And if you like the podcast, you can always subscribe to it. Remember, the best way to predict the future is to create it.